5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. AMP2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on amp2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
And good evening. This is Fred Santory coming to you live from the Boca Studios here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. And your camera angle is a little bit down, so we're gonna fix that in a second. I'll fix that in a second. You can join us on 1470 AM or 95.3 FM, and you can join us on Facebook at AMP2TV Productions. This is Tell Us Your Biz. This is our second week in production, and hopefully not our last as it goes on. And today I have a very unique guest in the house. Her name is Bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles from Figurella.
Middle name Bubbles.
Middle name, okay. Why don't you introduce yourself while I change that camera?
Sure. So my name is Chiara Migani. I am the general manager for Figurella USA. That is the most unique place for all the women in Boca. We just opened here 5 months ago, and it is a fitness and spa just for women, even if the name sounds like a restaurant, right?
It does. I thought it was an Italian restaurant. I thought it was a place you go and eat, but this is a place you go and you lose weight.
Right. Actually, you go, eat, and then you come and you
now,
lose
how
weight.
long have you been the general manager to Figurella?
Well, you know what? I moved here from Italy about 2 years ago. And I started from the centers. I did the workout with all the women. I enjoyed it so much. And I saw how beautiful they would look after, just a couple of sessions where they would feel much better. Because losing the weight, of course, they feel beautiful. So they come back with a different hairstyle, different nails. So they just enjoy it. So little by little, I decided to start doing some videos about it and promoting it. So I moved to the marketing. And now, since we opened the next two centers, one in Boca and one in South Beach, so now we're in 4 in South Florida, I am kind of going around all the centers to make sure that everything is in the right place. So I would say that I cover different roles, but it's about, I would say, a year that I'm doing this. So I love it. I just love it.
Now, what you do is a little bit different from all the other gyms in the Boca region.
Right.
And it's low impact.
Yes.
But at the same time, the amount of weight that you can lose is high, right? Because you weigh people when they go in, they finish one set, one machine, and you weigh them again, yes?
Yeah.
And then they take a shower and you put them in. We're going to talk about the different pieces.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about who developed, because I know in Europe they have 150 of these spas.
200.
200 of these
Yes,
spas.
in Italy and Europe, and then 150 in South America. You remember the right number, just in the wrong place.
So wait a minute, hold on a second. So you got over 200 different spas in Italy.
Yes.
It is. How long has that trend been in Italy? How long have they been?
It's about 35-year-old.
Really?
Yeah.
That long?
It's a very old concept.
Wow.
And it's all based on science, so it just works. That's why we've been around for so many years.
That's pretty good.
Right.
And the development of this particular session, it's meant low impact, yes, and it's only for women. And don't get this wrong, because I thought that men and women were allowed in this thing.
Unfortunately, not, Freddy.
But how come only women?
Well, for women, it's much harder to stay in shape. after, even the 20s. The hormonal changes gets to
After
affect
20.
you.
After 20, it's hard to get in shape. Okay.
It is. And especially, you know that here in the States, the problem of obesity is very big.
Right.
So, and even in teenagers. So, learning how to live a healthy lifestyle, it's important right away. Because if you don't watch what you eat, if you don't watch what you do, if you don't do the right amount of physical activity, it will really affect your body starting from the 20s. Especially after the 30s, of course, when you might be pregnant. And after the pregnancies, it's very hard to actually lose the weight. And then it comes to the menopause, premenopause, and then menopause. So, for us, it's very, very hard. So, there was, since you asked me about the story, everything started in Switzerland, actually, where there was this physiotherapist that was working with his clients, and he had two big rooms. One room with a pretty big window and
Right.
one room without any window. And after time, what he figured out is that those people working with in the room with the big window were having big results also in terms of body shape and weight loss. And that was because from the window, they were getting the heat from the sun. So here we go. He connected with the scientists. They put everything together. They developed the first study about the relationship between your body temperatures and the body reactions.
Okay.
And here it comes, the enzyme in charge of burning fat that
Okay.
is called lipase, that has all the enzymes as a specific temperature where they get more energy, so they're more active, and this is your body temperature. So, for example, and as I told you before, if you put one hand here in your core and one, for example, in your legs, the temperature is going to be very different. You're going to figure it out right away. And so when you do this warm up before start burning fat, it takes you a long time because you have to heat up your entire body. So it's very, what we do, they took this concept, the smart Italians came in and they're like, oh, let's use this for women. So they put together this bubble where you work out in, and the bubble is heated up at your body temperature so that you can skip your entire warm up and you will start burning fat right away.
Now, why is it that the bubble has to be at that temperature?
Because that's the temperature. First of all, we are not altering your body temperature.
Okay,
That's
so you're
very
not changing
important.
anything, okay.
That's very important because it's a big difference between fitness and spa and then a medical center.
Okay.
So what we do is for everyone. Pregnant women can do it. Even, with most of the disease, you can still do Figurella because it's very low impact and is not changing your body temperature and anything. So you can do Figurella no matter what. Of
Okay.
course, if there is a specific issue, we will, talk to your doctor and figure out if there is any reason why you should not be able to do that. But in general, we've never had any issue with anything. And it's good because even like older women, so when it gets harder to lose the weight because it gets hard for you to move, to do physical activity and
Right.
to do enough physical activity for you to burn fat,
So you're in the bubble, and I noticed that you have a few apparatuses in there as well, right?
you have to repeat that word.
Apparatuses, like you have a bicycle,
Right.
you turn, and then you have something for the hands, like pulleys.
Yeah, they're all pulleys. So there is two couple of pulleys that you can use in combination or one single.
So
singular.
you're moving inside the
Yes,
bubbles.
you're
You're
actually
not just
doing a
laying there.
workout.
Okay.
No.
And
Yep.
do you time how long do you spend? Because I know after the bubbles is another piece of the puzzle. But
Right.
do you spend how much time in the bubble itself?
In average is about 30 minutes. So when you start Figurella, we start from the bottom. So whatever is we give you a consultation so we understand what is your starting level, and then we'll put you up for a determined number of repetitions, and we'll go from there.
And
So
what
we
would
go up
determine
little by
the
little.
amount of time you're going to be spending in there?
It depends on the number of reps, and the number of reps is determined by how often do you work out, if you haven't worked out for a long time, and what is your status in that moment.
Right.
So, of course, for a person that is going to the gym, a couple of times a week at least, I can push a little harder. But then instead, for example, we have some clients that were attracted from the low impact, and they have lost even 50 or 40 pounds, not even putting the resistance on, just because of the temperature in the bubble. So they were doing very low and slow movements because they had to lose a lot of weight, and the age, of course, will impede to do a regular workout, but they still have lost the weight because it's the science behind it.
So when they come in to see you, every person is going to be different.
Yes.
And everybody's going to have a different agenda. Okay. So you're going to individualize the plan. That's my point.
Completely personalized. That's why it's very hard for me when people call me to explain how much is the package, because that's, of course, one of the most frequent questions. But when you go to the dentist, you will not call and say, hey,
how much is it
cost to fix a cavity? You have to come in and we're going to see how deep is the problem, how long have you been with that problem, and the same thing here. And all the gyms where you go to, if they just give you something that they can give it to you right away without even thinking, that's not going to be personalized. So every time you come in, rather than just having something already prepared, we will going to evaluate, we're going to measure you, and we will base everything and all the results. So I like to say that we sell an objective, a result. Is not a package, is not a membership, is not an amount of session, is an objective.
Okay. Now, when you finish the first layer, so they're in the bubble, they do their workout, it's been 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that you're sweating in there like crazy.
Right.
It's warm.
Right, that really depends on you. But the good thing is that I know that Boca women like to put on makeup and everything. So the cool thing is that you can do your workout and then your head will be outside. So it's not going to be in the bubble. So you're actually going to heat up your body, but your head will stay outside. So you just take a shower, you just rinse off your body. You don't need to redo your makeup, and you're ready to go.
So that's the first stage of what you do.
Correct.
Right? So you take a shower, and then they come to stage 2.
Yes. So as I said, that was about 30 minutes.
Right.
And then you're going to take a quick shower. And then you're going to go into this oxygen bath.
Which is very interesting. I got so many. I think the last time you were on my other show, we asked so many different opinions about how oxygen helps burn calories.
Right.
Very few people understand that whole scenario. But you're going to put them in, their head is sticking out. I saw some of the ladies like Dawn and some of the women that look like talking heads with their head sticking out. And is the body actually being saturated with oxygen?
So what it does, the mechanism of the oxygen, it gets the oxygen from water, okay? So it's kind of a steamy effect in order to keep your pores open, and the oxygen will penetrate through your skin in your body, okay? We need oxygen for every single reaction in our body, okay? And that is the most important thing that our body requires in order to produce energy. And this means that you're actually burning more fat. That's why we always say that when you do the oxygen bath, the oxygen level in your body increases, and that means that you will keep burning fat along with other great benefits for 72 hours. That's usually how long any type of body reaction lasts.
Right. Well, the amazing thing is when Dawn had this done, and she's spoken about the reaction she's had to other shows and everything else, but an outsider looking in, you could tell that she had changed, that her metabolism. I mean, she was talking 15 miles a minute. She wouldn't stop talking, and she said to me, it must be the oxygen, and it lasts 2 days.
Yeah.
She was nonstop talking for 2 days.
Well, this is a weird reaction, I would say.
Very weird. But she says that she was energized and she was hungry.
That's true.
Which is losing weight, yes, when you get a little hungry.
Yeah, the oxygen in your body gives you a bunch of benefits. Also, the tissue is going to act like an anti-aging, okay? It's going to detox, cleanse your body. And along with the inches loss and fat loss, that helps. So, of course, the combination of the two will make it even more effective, because you're not going to go to the gym for, those 30, 45 minutes because you also have to take a shower, go back, makeup and everything. It's just going to be your 30 minutes workout, completely efficient, and then you also do the oxygen. So you're maximizing your 45 minutes, and you also have 15 minutes to take a shower and get dressed and go wherever you have to. So you stay in for 1 hour.
And if you work hard inside the bubble and then you do the oxygen, is that last? Is that what you do last, or is there's another layer where you do the massage?
What is included in the package?
Right.
That's going to be the two things. But of course, we cannot guarantee anything, not speaking about nutrition. So nutrition is so important. If you really want to come to Figurella, you need to be ready to make a lifestyle change. So if you will not commit to us at least twice a week, ideal, we ask for 3 times, and you're not committed to also make some changes in terms of nutrition, because of course, if you had some weight problems,
Right.
you are probably eating something not correct. And as we were saying, the food here, it's full of preservatives, so it's very hard to stay in shape. It's not helping. But there is another thing that is not included. So it's the only thing that is
Outside
not included.
of the package, an extra
Right.
package.
Yes, that's a good package. It's a personal training. Oh, because I didn't mention, that's a personal training session. So you always have your own assistant with you, your own expert with you, and the nutrition and the oxygen. And then apart, you can purchase also the lymphatic massages. And we actually are the only one in Florida, in South Florida. We actually are the only one in the States that have this machine that is from Italy. And it's a mechanical lymphatic massage.
And what does that do?
That this is a. Have you ever heard about the Chinese cupping?
Yes, I know what it does. But for those people out there who are not
Right.
familiar with this, what is it?
Well, the lymphatic massage means that it's basically draining your body. So of course, when also you are bringing your body to a specific level of at a specific temperature in which your fat is already sort of melted, I would say, it's much easier for you to perform a drainage. So whenever you go to do a drainage massage, if you also do a workout first, it's going to be much more effective.
So this is the last thing you do of the other two?
Right. So
Okay.
cellulite, water retention, wrinkles, stretch marks. I can list a full list of benefits. Really, it's so good. It has a triple combination of effects. So when you do a drainage, a lymphatic massage, for example, women usually do that because of the cellulite and the water retention. There is a first part of the massage and a first part of the treatment. So it might be a few sessions where the masseuse needs to bring the cellulite up on the first layer of the tissue.
Now, does
And
that
so
take
you-
repeated sessions?
Right. And
Okay.
then you work on it. So you might see a worsening. Is that a word?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it a word. We'll make it a
A
word.
worsening of the cellulite effect, and you will see something that is not gonna like, that you're not gonna like. Instead, this machine has 3 effects in one. So what it does is increase your lymphatic drainage, is gonna be increasing your blood circulation, and it's also gonna tighten your skin all at once because it's mechanical. So
Okay.
it is actually so cool to see how these little holes that we have is completely natural. It's just a suction, okay? So it's not
Okay.
gonna hurt or anything. It's gonna give you 1,180 microstimulation per decimeter square. So it's like having 1,180 micro masseuse working on your
Is this
skin.
something that goes on top of the skin?
Yeah.
Like a cupping?
Yes, correct.
And she moves the cupping around?
Yes, because there are 2 little rollers, okay, that are going to move the vacuum, but also the suction comes from the rollers. So it's going to be for every type of skin because it's not going to damage the tissue. We can regulate the power, we can regulate the rhythm of the massage in order to give a specific stimulation for every type of customer. So the massage therapist will give you another consultation in order to give you the right and personalized massage.
Yeah, it's amazing because that particular machine, I'm sure you're gonna have to. You're gonna need more than one session,
Yeah,
right, for it to
absolutely.
work effectively.
Nothing
How many
is magic.
times a week should that also be 3 times a week, twice a week?
We usually start with once or twice a week, depending on the type of tissue, the type of cellulite, the type of water retention. There are a lot of characteristics that we will evaluate in order to give you an idea. But yeah, usually twice a week or once a week is enough. In 3 sessions, I would say, you will start seeing a very good difference. And then we sell packages of 10 because that's when you really could say that you make a step forward and it's going to be long lasting, because your tissue has a biological memory as your entire body. So you need to persist.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about philosophies. Ideally, you're using a workout as a scientific method, right, with the oxygen and the rub. Is it important that you're bringing this to Boca? There's a lot of people that go to gyms. They're not gonna. It's not gonna work their cellulite.
Right.
It is what it is until I guess you lose so much weight that it tightens. I don't even know if it does that anymore. I don't even know if the skin can do that. But what you're doing is, by oxygenating, it makes a person want to continue to work. Yes.
Right.
And you can work in this bubble as hard as you want, or being told how much you should do. And then the third leg is straightening out the skin, making it better. So it's a complete package.
Right. All in one place and all in 1 hour.
So it's not something like if you go to a gym and you work out for 2 hours, and you're hitting the weights, or you're hitting, I don't know, classes, or, there are other companies in here that increase your heart rate to a certain level, which when I first heard it, I thought it was kind of scary, but it's not doing that.
No.
Yeah, you're working within the system of every individual. So if I'm 55 or I'm 25, it's going to be handled differently, but it's the same philosophy on both.
Yes. So this is the thing. It is a method. So I would love for people to come in understanding that this is a method that is 35-year-old and it's been working for every woman. Okay. So when you come in, you are probably in a society, in an environment, in a community where everything, like, you already know some things about fitness, about skin treatments and everything. But Figurella is a method. That's what we teach.
Right.
And that's what we do. So in order for it to work properly, you need to listen to what we do. And all the clients that have succeeded will say, it's just so easy. You need just to get in and do what they told you to do. And it's not hard, because we will not put you in a everlasting diet or anything crazy. We will not make you do 3,000 hours of workout a week. It's just going to be 3 hours a week.
Right.
Very low impact. Very good for you.
But what you're doing also is you're educating. And one of the things that I want to tell people out there is that this is a different method of doing something. Different is not bad. Different, actually, in this case, is very good. The approach has been proven in the past.
Right.
You have centers in South Beach.
Yep.
You were telling me that do very, very well. People that are in South Beach are doing very well. Similar formula up here in Boca. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
But Boca has a lot of people that are, they put their finger to their head and they go, well, if I'm not going to be working hard, if I'm not going to be jumping and picking up weights, but that's not your approach.
Right.
So they have to get educated as to maybe a new approach.
Yes.
Will help you lose the weight gradually, lose the weight intelligently, because not everybody's made to go to a gym.
Right. You need to be open to see other things. And again, 200 centers in Italy means that 200 centers could be in Florida, because pretty much that's the dimension, right? So every single woman in Italy knows what Figurella is, because they sometimes think the same way. So, no, I'm just going to go to the gym. I'm just going to do a diet. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that. But at the end of the day, what happens is that you give up because you don't have the support. Maybe your family is not eating healthy in that period, or you're taking your kids to eat some ice cream, or your friends are asking you to go out. And that's all fine. But having people 3 times a week, 2 times a week, which you have an appointment with in the same place, you will always see them. They will take your measurements. They will take your weight. It's all mental thing too. So that's the biggest part, that other than the great thing about the science behind it, that's a very big part of it, because we have our main asset is not the bubble, is not the oxygen, is not the massage machine. It is the assistant, because she will be there with you all the time. She will follow you. She will correct your exercise. She will make sure that you're losing the inches exactly where you want to. And so the support is what make us say we will guarantee your results.
Are there diet plans associated?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have somebody who's going to teach you what to eat correctly.
Yeah, correct. And it's all about, this is the other thing. We kind of adapted our nutritional plans. I don't like the word diets.
Okay.
But
nutritional plan.
yeah.
No diet.
Diets, since we learned
Negative.
this. Diets, if you spell it and
Die.
you take off the T, they die. So at a certain point, they will not work anymore, especially if you do low-calorie diets, because as soon as you get the calorie back, you're not going to be able to lose weight anymore.
Okay. And I had a question about this losing weight part. Is there a lot of water weight that you lose at the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because it's hot in this little thingamajig, this bubble, right?
Yeah.
Do you hit a wall? Let's say that you lose 20 pounds. When you got 2 minutes, oh my goodness. You lose 20 pounds. Do you hit a wall and all of a sudden the next 5-10 pounds, is it going to be more difficult?
Well, it all depends on how many pounds you have to lose. Of course, if you have to lose 5 pounds and you've been, like 5 pounds is probably pretty easy, but let's say that you are in your 50s, 55,
Okay.
and you've been overweight of those 10, 20 pounds for a long time, that's going to be pretty hard, especially the last 10 or 5.
Right.
But if you are more overweight, the initial
It'll
part
be
is
easier.
always easier, yeah, and then it
Alright.
gets harder, but that's when we count, because we are there all the time.
And
So
you bring in a different philosophy and everything else.
yes, it's a
Excellent.
mental switch.
Well, listen, I went there to see some film work, to do some film work there. I was amazed at the place. The place is gorgeous. Why don't you give us your address and phone number, how to contact you?
Sure. We are in Plaza Real South, Suite I, right next to Chops. So everyone knows that place. I'm going to
Yes.
use that because I'm not from here.
Good landmark. And the phone
And
number?
the phone number is 844-662-8941.
Excellent. Figurella, listen, if you want to lose some pounds and you got to be a woman, not for men, check it out. I think you're going to be interested in the new science to losing weight.
Right. Thank you, Freddy.
Thank you for being on. Thank you for having us. We will see you next week.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.